Hi everybody, this is John Watkins. This is part 3 of our series on our recent Viking cruise around the British Isles. In this part, we're going to be in Scotland, including stops at St. Andrews, which was a personal highlight of the trip, Loch Ness, the Orkney Islands, where we saw mysterious stone circles, and then the final port of call in Viking's home port of Bergen, Norway. Come along and we'll show you what we found. This is the city of Ullapool in Scotland. It was really cloudy sailing in this morning, but it's gotten pretty nice. Pretty warm. It's about 60. Feels pretty good. Zoom in a little bit here. And there it is. We'll be heading ashore shortly for a relatively short tour of the little town, and then we're off to Edinburgh. Ullapool really is a beautiful little fishing village. I love the reflection in this shot. And here are some sailboats. And we even saw some kind of Porsche rally in town. And on the way out on the Saturn, we saw some amazing views of villages and the countryside. Well, this is Edinburgh viewed from the ship's deck. I took the day in Edinburgh off because I wasn't feeling quite well and I wanted to be 100% for the trip to St. Andrews. So this is about all you'll see of Edinburgh. This is at St. Andrews, the old course. It's the 18th green, and then swing around here. Some guys waiting on the first tee, waiting for a group out in the middle of the fairway to hit. It's early afternoon. It's Saturday. The weather's pretty good. And there are just a lot of people enjoying the town and enjoying the course. It's a place I've wanted to visit all my life and finally got the opportunity. Here's some views of the course from the observation deck on the Pro Shop. This is the Himalayas putting course with a view back into town. And here's a better view of the Himalayas. And here's a shot of the first tee and the 18th green and back into town. And here's a shot back across the course toward home. The Walk of Fame honors past champions. You've probably heard of these two guys. And here's the Swilcan Burn, which has wrecked many a score over the centuries. This fella is teeing off on number 1, probably fulfilling a lifelong dream. And speaking of lifelong dreams, this was a highlight of the trip for us. There's a lot more to St. Andrews than just the golf course. There's a beautiful shore. And the university buildings just seem to be everywhere. I particularly like this shot. Well, this is famous Loch Ness, viewed from the remains of Urquhart Castle. Panning around to show you some of that. It's a Sunday, and frankly, it's a bit crowded and you know, not the most pleasant thing to visit with this many crowds, but the loch is famous, and apparently they haven't arranged for Nessie to appear, at least not yet, but we'll keep you posted. And here's more of Loch Ness. That's a pretty big tour boat there. I'm sure they're looking for Nessie, probably more seriously than we are. Looks like there are a lot of people on that boat, and it's just motoring up the loch. Down. See how big this lake is? I think it narrows further down. At least that's my guess. This loch is big business, so nobody's ever going to say Nessie is completely fake. That would be bad for business. Urquhart Castle is also amazing. Here the Scottish flag flies over the remains of the castle. And here's another view of the ruins. And here's another view. And this close-up shows you how they put these stones together. Man, that must have been a lot of work. And you have to defend your castle, so there's a trebuchet here. And these balls are what the trebuchet hurled at those attacking the castle. And here's a view through the ruins of Loch Ness. Hey, wait, there's something in... There's a trail there of bubbles. Do you think that's Nessie? I don't know. These are the stone. This is one of the stone circles in Orkney. It's kind of a blustery day. It's a big circle. I think it's bigger than Stonehenge, is what they said. That ditch you see is what they call the Henge. It's the Henge part of the stone circle. There's a closer view. That heather's really pretty. It's one of the larger stones there, and more of the circle. And here's the circle from a different angle, and you really get a view of the heather and some wildflowers in this shot. There's some more wildflowers there. And a little closer view. Pretty impressive. And here's some photographs. This is a broad view of the stone circle. It's a little closer view, but still pretty broad. And then here's a close-up. And this view here is probably my favorite. In Kirkwall, we also toured St. Magnus Cathedral, which is a beautiful old church. Here's the interior. And I really like this particular view. And here's the Saturn. Our final port of call, Bergen, Saturn's home city. It's a partly cloudy day so far. About 11:30. So far it's a nice day. We're going to walk around a little, not do too much, take it easy today. So we're looking from the Bergen harbor down toward the Bergen, which are the old colorful wooden buildings that you see down there. A little closer still. They're very famous. You've probably seen them in photographs before. And here's another view of the Bergen. This is part of Bergen Harbor from the 7th deck of the Saturn. harbor. And this really isn't a view of the downtown area. Up there on the side, up there on the side of the hill, you may be able to see where the funicular railway viewpoint is. Very colorful though. Bergen's a pretty city. Here's a view of Bergen from the top of the funicular railway, which I took on an unusual sunny day on another trip this year in May. Well, there you have it. This part marks the end of our videos regarding the voyage itself, but I will have a separate video coming out shortly giving you my general thoughts on the cruise, on the ship, and Viking. So stay tuned for that one. See you next time.